Welcome back to Khelben's Coin TV, everybody. My name is Ross. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Pool of Radiance. Today we're going to start with the Textile House. Remember, Lord Cardorna gave us a mission to retrieve a box that has contents of an unknown nature that are fixed with the seal of his house. We're supposed to get that box from the Textile House, bring it back to him with the seal unbroken. He sent a servant to the Textile House who hasn't returned, so we're going to be on the lookout for that servant. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we just finished the library mission, and we got the Manual of Bodily Health, and I'm going to use it now. So you want to equip it. Hamburger has it right now. We're going to hit use, and now he's reading. And then we're in an inn, so we're going to rest for at least 30 days. So he begins to train. It takes 30 days, I think, to read the book, which is magical, and to perform all of its exercises and things like that. And it should increase your constitution by 1, your constitution score by 1. Sometimes in this game, it doesn't work. Like you have to, and sometimes when you're moving on the world map, that's when it actually finally kicks in. But if you have a dwarf in your party, they get a bonus to constitution naturally. So like a racial ability for dwarves. And if you modify them, their constitution will be 19. And if they're the ones to read the Manual of Bodily Health, their constitution score goes up to 20. And in second edition, if your constitution is 20 or higher, just over the passage of time, you can start to heal yourself just because your constitution is so solid, you know, which is really useful in this game. So constitution is 19 now. You see that? It wasn't that way before. Strength 18, 75. Intelligence 18, wisdom 18, dexterity 19, elves get +1 to dexterity. Constitution is now 19. Pretty good. When Hamburger levels up again, and he should, a few more times, he'll get more bonuses to his hit points. The north is the passenger dock. So now we could walk through all the blocks of Flan to get to the Textile House. It is to the west of the library and south of Podal Plaza. Much faster, though, is to pay the 1 platinum to the north side of the bay and just walk around the city on the world map to the other side. A lot faster. We're going to stay. Leave. So we want actually the opposite of stay. Boom. Western edge of the city, there are 2 entrances into the city, a north entrance and a south entrance. We're going to take the south. Okay, and now we are on the outer portion of the map for the Textile House. Let me give you the area. So over to the right there is normally where you would come in from either the library for Podal Plaza from the top. There are buildings in the center of the map where all the points of interest are. You're going to have to fight some hobgoblins. You're going to find a Temple of Bane, a small shrine with a goblin cleric named Grishnak. You're going to find Cardorna's servant, who's still alive. And all along the way, you're going to have to fight some wights and ghouls, which is just really difficult. There's a right way to do this, though. If you come in from this side, you'll notice that there's a well here. There are thieves who operate out of this well, who will actually help you, rather than try to kill you, like Norris the Grey did. On the well is a note. Thieves only. The well has no rungs or rope, and seems very deep. Only a skillful climber could survive the descent. What do? Climb down. Who will climb down? We're going to send our thief. Helper. An old thief stands here. Welcome to my guild. I am Restal. He bows low. You are seeking the Textile House. We can get you in unseen and possibly help you with the treasure. Interested? We are. The rope is tossed up and the rest of the party comes down. The old thief says, our rules require you to be blindfolded in our house, okay? That's okay. You're blindfolded and taken on a long twisting walk, then up a ladder. Only meet us at the main well. Boom. So now we're where we want to be. The barracks are to the north. Everything else is to the west. Let's take out the barracks. Hobgoblins will charge screaming. There we go. No, not a lot of hobgoblins. Hiya. I'm going to shoot him with a bow. What's also key about sending Helper down, that she has the Ring of Feather Falling. That part where you climb down the well, there's a chance that your thief slips and dies. It just dies automatically, because this game is cheap like that sometimes. But if you have the Ring of Feather Falling, there's really no chance of them slipping and dying. And that's really the only opportunity where the Ring of Feather Falling comes into play. So it's up to you if you're strapped for cash. First of all, what are you doing? This game gives you so much money. You could sell it for a lot. And you can also sell the manual bodily health if you really wanted to as well. That also gives you a lot. Oops, we still have the short bow equipped. We want the short sword. Oh. Also. Got him. Okay. This is going well. Come on. There we go. Surrendered. Great. No magic items here. Keep on going. This cavernous building serves as a barracks. You encounter hobgoblins. Advance, advance. Combat. Okay. This isn't too bad. It's not too bad. Does anybody still have sleep? Does not appear to be a thing we can do. Oh, we don't need it. Ouch. Ugh. 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 Got him. Magic missile always hits. Cannot miss. It's a good way to guarantee damage on your turn. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but as you can see, it does enough in this game. Enough for it to be a highly effective first level spell. What's really funny is in Dungeons and Dragons, the spell has really not changed much from one edition to another. At least the original version of it and the most recent version of it are pretty much the same thing. Automatic hit, does the same amount of damage. The only thing I know of that can stop a magic missile that isn't a counter spell is Shield, the spell Shield. I suppose Wish could also stop it. Alright, nothing else in this room. I think hobgoblins are going to charge screaming again at some point. Yep. Crack-a-lacka. Boom. Oh yeah. You're in a large room which serves as a crude temple and causes a vague feeling of disquiet. Atop a small bone altar stands an ancient hobgoblin. She screams something racist. All right. Nauseated. Let's cast some whole person. Starting with you. Moving to you. And then ending on you. Held. 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 Okay. Let's use our darts, shall we? Yeah. Go to Heck Krishnak. It's important to take out spellcasters early in fights. Really important. Otherwise, they cast spells on you. You don't want that, do you? No, you definitely don't want that. Krishnak specifically likes to cast Hold Person. Which is bad news for us. Oh. Got all the helpless ones. Alright. Enough with the daggers. It's crack-a-lack-a time. Enough with the darts, I meant to say. I think I said daggers. No matter. Crack-a-lack-a! He's really good with that stuff. Okay. There are some items here. Ooh, take the 8 platinum. Even though I don't really need it. Okay. We want a brass key. That necklace is cursed. Don't take it. Take the potion. Quarterstaff is not magical. Neither is the statuette is worthless, I don't think. I don't think it's valuable. I think it's worthless. It is not valuable. I can't talk. Been too far away from this. It's been too long since I played this game, methinks. Scale armor is not magical, I don't think. Juice is going to take those. Scrolls, though, those are magical. You know what? Actually, Hamburg's going to take some arrows. Oh, just 12 arrows. I think some of the stuff is the servants' equipment. And nothing else here. Room has blood. Wait, what did I say? Room has had blood smeared on the floor and walls in a ritual, unholy manner. Okay. That's gross. Graffiti covers the walls in meaningless abandon. Encounter hobgoblins, we're going to fight them. We're going to fight them. We're going to hold them. Oh, man. He's behind cover. That was really silly of me. Why did I do that? Unaffected? I'll show you unaffected. Right in the face! You should have been affected. You'd still be alive. You would still be alive. What? How come I can't cast Hold Person on them, but he can shoot me with an arrow? I call malarkey on that. Oops. Let's use our wand of magic missiles. Handy dandy wand. There you go. I don't want them shooting arrows at me. It makes me uncomfortable when people shoot arrows at me. I don't know about you. Maybe that's something you like. Maybe that's your jam. And I'm not here to, I'm not here to shame you about it. You do you. Just personally, I would rather not have arrows fired at me. Wow. I think 5 damage is the absolute minimum that helper can inflict. Minimum amount of damage. I mean, do we have another wand of magic missile somewhere? Maybe someone else has it. I don't want to burn this out. At a certain point, they do run out of charges. I don't know exactly how many charges that is, but you know what? Actually, does anybody else have a wand of magic missiles? Oh, there's one. Juice is overloaded. All right, I just know that I have one. That brass key is important for us because, well, you guessed it. Lord Cadorna's servant is chained up. Bash the door. We're in a very small, dark room. A muscular man locked in chains lies here. Near him is a page that you place in your journal under entry 47, which I will read to you now. Small, wrinkled parchment with roughly scratched notes. Quote, hobgoblins transferred out of Valievo Castle, now replaced by giants and trolls. Sounds very tough. Stoyanao Gate, guarded by bugbears and ettins. Heard ettins didn't like light. Must be charmed or controlled. Sounds tough. Some smugglers sneak supplies through Stoyanao Gate to the boss. Must check it out. Overheard hobgoblins say a dragon scared them into leaving a nice lair in the mountains out east. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of creeps. You could have just told us about those things. Here are my notes. What do you do with the man? We're gonna parlay. Nice. I almost killed the leader with these scummy hobgoblins. I almost killed the leader of these scummy hobgoblins, but the rest jumped me. What do you do with the man? We're gonna free him. How do you free him? We're gonna unlock it because we have the brass key. Brass key you found opens all the padlocks. There's a free man here. What do you do? We're gonna parlay. We're gonna be nice again. Thanks for freeing me. I'm Lord Cadorna's servant. Add him to your party? Yes. Great. My name is Skullcrusher. There's a secret door to the southeast. That's where I met the hobgoblin leader. Now, his name is Skullcrusher. Talk about your parents really pigeonholing your profession. Because if Skullcrusher grew up to be a pastor, or a farmer, or a teacher, or a barista, imagine somebody handing you your venti at Starbucks and then your name tag says Skullcrusher on it. So Skullcrusher is a 31-year-old male human, really strong. 1881 is almost superhuman. Not very wise, not very intelligent, very typical of a fighter. Doesn't have any weapons, so we're going to equip him. So that's good enough, methinks. Actually, let's give him a few more arrows. How many arrows does Helper have? Yeah, we can have that. Trade those to Skullcrusher. There you go, Skullcrusher. Going to save the game, and we're going to continue on. Pick. Oh, come on. Pick. Hobgoblins start screaming at some point. We're appalled by the stench in this damp building. Several baby hobgoblins flee, screaming in fear. The floor is slippery from dung and reeks of urine. Ah, poor hobgoblin babies. Hobgoblins start screaming. My favorite thing. Screaming hobgoblins, love it. We're just going to crack-a-lacka this guy. Put away your wand. Take out crack-a-lacka. Oh, crack-a-lacka. Love it. Yeah, Skullcrusher, go! Skullcrusher is the best NPC in this game. He's just... The way the AI controls him is great. And he rarely misses, it seems. He does actually help you a lot. Cannot say that about every NPC in this game, as we will soon find out. Oh wait, it's been a while since I played this game. Did we do the Temple of Bane? We might have. I don't remember doing it. I don't think we did it. We did the wealthiest part of town for sure. I don't know if we did Temple of Bane yet. We'll go to Bishop Brachio's office. Wonder do I claim your treasure? I don't. I really don't. How dare you assume that I would? Alright. You know what? Let's go this way first. A simple kitchen. A few clay bowls adorn the floor. Bread and meat lie about, as well as pieces of human anatomy. You can barely see a dark object to the west. You see a dead hobgoblin with its head crushed. I wonder who did this. Written in blood is a message. Skullcrusher was here. Skullcrusher laughs and cracks his knuckles. What a bamf. What did he do to the body? Just leave it. There's nothing of use there. Don't even bother with it. You can destroy it if you want, but hobgoblins will just charge screaming. This game makes it seem like that's all hobgoblins do. All they do is they move in packs and they charge screaming. Or they argue over some papers or argue over a pile of gold. And in second edition, that was kind of their thing. They just weren't very agreeable people. I'm very glad that in later editions of Dungeons and Dragons, they really fleshed out races like orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, even gnolls, kobolds, into more like they have their own version of civility and society. And in many cases, they integrate with humans, halflings, elves, and dwarves. In some ways, they integrate better than something like a dwarf might. How come I start screaming again? I'm sick of this. And they just like peacefully approach and we can settle our differences over a nice cup of coffee like this. That is very cold coffee. It has been sitting out for a little while now. I am recording this on the same on the same day that I first launched Khelben's Coin's Discord server. There'll be a link in the description below if you would like to join it. We'll discuss things like gold box games, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, any other game that I've streamed. It's also mostly it'll be a place where you can collaborate with other like-minded people on things like maybe you're a filmmaker and you have a screenplay. You'd want someone to proofread. You can probably find somebody in that Discord who can help you with that, has experience with it. Or let's say you're not sure what to put in a homebrewed D&D campaign where people are dungeon crawling in abandoned mind flayers lair. What would mind flayers have left behind? What would they have actually taken? What remnants from the things that they have taken might be there? Somebody in the community might be able to give you some suggestions, or at least foment the thought process that might give you the idea that you'll use in your campaign and treat your players well. What that Discord is going to be all about, really. Check it out. It's brand new, so you'll be one of the first people to join it. Or at least it's brand new as of, what's today? February 22nd, 2022. Oh my god, it's a palindrome day. If you're in the United States and you write the date in that awkward way, where you put the number of the day first, and the number of the month first, and then the number of the day, and then the number of the year. I keep doing it the inverse because I'm not a barbarian, but it's a palindromic day. I palindrome I. I'm so distracted right now by palindromes. In the east wall is the secret door, says Skullcrusher. To go through, we can surprise them. Let's do it. Hi-ya! In the east wall, there's a secret door, says Skullcrusher. If we go through that east door, we can surprise them. Hi-ya. This room is dimly lit by torches. You see the chief of the hobgoblins, a huge ogre. As you enter, he rises to his full 10 feet of height, his head wreathed in the flickering shadows. Puny creatures, he bellows. I allowed you to toy with my minions, but now I'll crush the life from your limbs. You know what, dude? I don't appreciate that. I want to put you in a stinking cloud. Yeah, and it doesn't feel good to be in a stinking cloud, does it? No, you're all nauseated. You want a Tums? I can give you a Tums. My Tums kind of look like fireballs. Just don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll cast another fireball. Fireballs everywhere. Yeah. Oh. Casting fireball in this game is so satisfying. Here comes another one. Here comes Mr. Bill's dog. Only got 3 of them, but they're the archers. I don't, again, much discomfort surrounding my condition of being shot at with arrows. I can't handle it. Don't like it. Well, we can cast another fireball, or we can just crack Alaka, the ogre leader. How'd that feel, you wanker? Ouch. Okay. All right. Everybody take a deep breath. Thank you, Skullcrusher, putting us back on track. Where you going? Where you going? There you go. Any battle? Nope. Take money. Exit items. I don't think anything's magical here. Want to go back and claim your treasure? No. Now, you find an iron box. Across the lock is the seal of the family of Cadorna. Opening the box will damage the seal beyond repair. What do? You could open it. You get treasure. Some of it really good treasure. Really, really good treasure. Or you can take it unopened and give it to Lord Cadorna. It gives you a reward. Or you can take it unopened, give it to the thieves. They'll open it without breaking the seal. You can take the treasure and give Lord Cadorna the empty box. Now, I am playing this game as a walkthrough for you. And I want you to maximize the potential your party can get from rewards and leveling up and items and all that. So what we're going to do is take it unopened and give it to the thieves. If you're role-playing, is that what a lawful good party would do? Not even a little bit. You play the game how you would like to play it. I'm just telling you right now, there are no repercussions for deeds like this in this game. No mechanical repercussions. So, we're going to take it unopened. Nothing else in this room. So we're going to go back to the thieves. And I'm going to save the game. Because we're going to encounter wights and ghouls. And they're going to drain levels. And I'm not going to like it. Can't go back that way. We have to make our way northwesterly. Scorpions approach hungry. Oh, there are poisonous scorpions here too. I don't like this. You know what? This is actually not a bad time for a stinking cloud. If it can reach where I want it to go, which is here, yes. Large and giant scorpions are no fun because of the instant kill. They can one-shot you. They hit you with the tail, you die. When they hit and don't kill, it means they hit you with a claw attack. They get multiple attacks. I know the animation looks like they're only attacking once, but it isn't the case. Multi-attacks are happening in that same animation. It's two on each other. Okay. Actually, let's save it. We're running low on darts. Let's crack a lacka. Casts his own magic missile. Which does about the same amount of damage as our non-magical arrows might do, but it's an automatic hit, so we're going to use that. Alright, save the game again. We have to do some of these encounters. Like, I think the game is going to force us to do... Oh, I went the wrong way. I have to go north a little more. Some ghouls will decide to add us to their menu at some point. Oh no, more scorpions. Scorpions approach hungrily. You know what? This is a really good spot for a stinking cloud. Gonna get 3 of them. 3 large creatures? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Oh! Got him. Kraka, Laka, Blue. We're hurting too. We lost a lot of hit points. Is this the right way? It is. We're gonna climb down. We're gonna send helper. An old thief stands here. Welcome to my guild. I am Restal. He bows low. Can duplicate the seal on that chest for half the treasure. No one will ever know. Interested? Yes. Party has found treasure. Right in front of Skullcrusher too. Money. Oh, we're gonna take that. Actually, share it. I don't think any of this is magical. We're gonna take the ring just in case. The gold banded wand is just a gold banded wand. The gauntlets of ogre power, really good. I think you can sell these things, but they're not really that valuable. Perhaps we shall meet again. He points his ring at you, and you rise up and out of the well. All right, who's gonna get the gauntlets of ogre power? So it's gonna make your strength 1800, which is 1800. Hamburger's already at 75. Helper strength is only 16, so I think we're going to give it to Helper, because that's going to be a huge improvement. Whereas it would just be a good improvement for Hamburger. Also, it's going to help the encumbrance. The movement is 6 after we wear these gauntlets. Helper is stronger. Movement's still 6. Wow. Okay. But now the strength is 1800. Look at that. We do a lot more damage. Our Thaco is higher, lower, rather. Good stuff. And I can't believe we just did this entire quest without meeting any undead. That's... I mean, I've never done that before. Got a group of kobolds? Get out of here. Take a boat to the civilized area. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I meant to take search off. City Watch stops you and removes Cadorna's treasure from your keeping. They tell you your reward waits with the city clerk. All right, Skullcrusher, it's been real. Did you take any of that money when I shared it? You didn't. Okay. That's not your icon. What, he had a religious experience in that well? I must go to my master now, Skullcrusher. Skullcrusher speaks. I must go to my master now. He leaves. All right, let's collect a reward for that. Councilman Cadorna left this payment for some service you had rendered. Here's your reward. Great. Share that. All right, commissions. We got the kobolds. We got the lizardmen. Heir to the house of Bivant or Bivant. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just going to get some stuff identified. We're going to sell what we don't need. See if anybody levels up. And then we're going to rest to get our spells and hit points back. And then we're going to do... I think the next thing we're going to do is... we'll do the Lizardmen and then the House of Bivant. How about that? All right, the ring is non-magical. To the north is the passenger dock. So the Lizardmen are far to the northwest, east rather, far to the northeast on the world map. So we're going to take a boat to the east. We're going to go to the little, I guess, jungle where they live. We're going to stay. Turn search on. Let's go. There's a group of giant lizards. Monsters flee. Probably the same giant lizards. Aha. This is where they are. You find a ruined castle surrounded by quicksand. An old worn drawbridge is the only safe way across the quagmire. Will you enter the ruined castle? Yes. You sense an anti-magic shell around you. Now, you remember we rescued some lizardmen from Yarash in the pyramid? They gave us the friend word, which we translated to be savior. We're going to speak that word. Enter the remains of the central keep. An old lizardman appears before you, looks at you patiently. Parley. A group of humans were described to me by 3 of our people whom they rescued. If you are they, you will have been shown our tribal friend word. What is it? Savior. Do you really mean savior? Yes. The lizardman recognizes the word, lips spread in a grin. One of you busily scribble his story into your journal as entry 31, which I will now read to you. Told in quiet, hissing speech. Thank you for saving my children from the mutilator Yarash. I'm not going to do that. In return, I will aid you in what way I can, but that may not be great. I have lost much of my following to young Drith, who listens to the false promises of Tyrant Thraxus, that if he brings troops to invade Flan, he will rule the riverbanks. So, Drith and his followers have been proving themselves in raids upon the Cobalt Caves to the southwest and the Hobgoblin Caves to the south. For some time, my followers have been disappearing, but when you freed my children from the clutches of the evil Yarash, my status was increased. Drith kept quiet for a time, but once again, the young warriors listened to him and not to me. From nearby, a group of lizardmen appear, one larger than the rest, Drith, I guess, moves to the front. Your time is through, old one. Your claws are blunt. Face me or find some fool to champion you. The old lizardman turns to you and says, our cause is won. Will you champion me? Yes. Who will do it? Hamburger. The battle begins. Yeah. So you should always do a fighter and not a magic user because there's an anti-magic shell around you. Magic doesn't work in this quest. You have won the duel. The duelist receives 33 experience. Seeing their leader fall, the other lizardmen withdraw. The old lizard man turns to you. You have done me great service. Rest assured that my people will not join Tyrant Thraxus. Quest over. Still, my people are hostile to strangers. I think it is best if you leave. He turns and disappears into the wilderness. All right, we did it. Optionally, you can go down those stairs and dive in pools filled with lizardmen for items. I'm going to do that now. But I'm not going to I'm not going to have you sit through all of it. I will edit it down to just the treasure. Okay, here we go. A group of lizardmen slither out of the water and throw javelins at you. Before you can react, dive back in. Are a deep pool of water. Do you wish to dive in and search it? No. You have to do a... it's so annoying. Before you can dive into these pools, you have to do a fight with lizardmen. So no. Look. Okay, so they hit us. And turn to dive back in the water. Combat. And now we can dive into the water after we finish this fight. But look at this. There's rough terrain down here, so we're not moving as far. Can't cast any spells. These fights are really boring. Right. Put that backstab in at the end as well. In front of a deep pool of water, do you wish to dive in and search it? Yes. Find some treasure. Do you take it? Yep. All right. Okay. I'm looking for items mostly, actually. All right. I'll get back to you about the next pool. In front of a deep pool of water, you wish to dive in and search it? Yes. Find some treasure. Do you take it? Yes. Money. There's items here this time. Good. Shield. That's all we get. +1 shields. As far as I know, all that's down there is +1 shields and a bunch of cash, so we're done with that. We're done with that. We're gonna leave. Before we even go back to town, actually, let's do the house of Bivent, which is on the world map here. There's a Buccaneer Camp far to the southwest, so it's got a little bit of a trek. And we're kind of hurting. Ugh, come on. So we're actually going to stop at the pyramid halfway through and rest up because we know that to be a safe place since we finished the mission. Got him. All right. I don't want to run into the actual Cobalt Cave. We're not ready for that. But a group of Sturges. Flee. Dang. All right, Sturges are pretty nasty. They're not difficult to kill, really, but when they hit you, they're like bat mosquitoes. They're a little bit bigger than bats, and when they hit you, they start drinking your blood. They latch on, and every turn they just kind of suck a little bit more of your life force away. You know what? Cast a magic missile on the one that's trying to get around on us. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? There he is. Got him. You're going to cast a fireball too, because I just don't really want to deal with these things. Oh, fireball. It solves all your problems. There's not a lot of them. For some reason I thought there were way more. Okay, well, I'm not going to waste this fireball. Yo. Maybe I did waste that fireball. Oh. All right. Where's that? Funky Fresh Pyramid. Sturges again? Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a decent amount of them. All right. Got about enough of Sturges. Yes. We found... Oh, Hamburger's got 1 hit point. Man, those Sturges really feasted upon him. Frickin' Sturges! Oh, they fled. Great. All right, so out of the woods, so no more freaking Sturges. There's the Buccaneer Camp. Small caravan of slavers ride by you toward the Buccaneer base. Slavers, huh? You have reached the Buccaneer base. A band of buccaneers ride out to escort you in. What do you do? We're going to enter. Just inside the main gate of the Buccaneers base, you're being led to the merchant's camp area. You are in the merchant's camp area. All right. So, let's look around. You're near the front gate to the slave pen. 2 guards guard the door. What will you do? Leave. You can sneak in if you want. You are just outside a pen for holding slaves. The people here are worn and beaten, destined to a life of slavery. Around the pen, there are many guards and sleazy merchants looking at the slaves. See a boy that has a heart-shaped birthmark on his left shoulder. As you stare at the boy, a sleazy fat merchant approaches you and says, "That young boy will bring a good price at Zentil Keep. I think I shall buy him." What will you do? Punch the merchant? Agree? Say nothing? Or rescue the boy? We're going to say nothing. But that is the heir to the house of Bivan. This is what we will do. We're going to go to this part of the map. We're going to meet this gentleman. Norris the Grey's brother. Doris the Fae. There's a seedy little man here who whispers, "Psst, hey, want to buy a pass to see the captain?" Yeah, I do. You buy the pass. Yeah, we're going to go see the captain. We're going to go see the captain about that boy, about the heir to a wealthy noble's family. Standing in front of the door are 2 large guards. One of them says, "Do you have a pass to see the captain?" What will you do? Show a pass. Load your pass and let you... Okay, you can go. Enter a room with 4 guards and gleaming chainmail. As you enter, one of them goes through the south door and returns with the Buccaneer captain. The captain looks you over and says, "What do you want?" Mention young boy. Mention the young boy in the slave pen. The captain seems interested. He says, "I can let you buy the young boy, but it'll cost you a lot. What will you do?" We can buy the boy. I think that's the right way to do this quest, but I feel like raising hell, so we're going to attack. He's got magical stuff on him that we want. Remember how I said that I wanted everybody to get the most out of the treasure in this game? This is one of the ways in which you can do that. Oh, Captain's got 110 hit points. That's a lot of hit points. You know what? Crack-a-lacka. Let's try and hold him. Oh, we lost a spell. All right. Okay, now he's nauseated. Great. Go down, Captain. Oh, it's a lot of experience. Take the platinum. Items. All right, so I'm pretty sure all the stuff is magical. Shield, longsword, plate mail. Plate mail, I think, is pretty sure is magical. You kill the captain. Magic, cast, and you're going to heal yourself a little bit there, cheese. That captain really walloped you. All right. We're going to save it, and we're going to... There's nothing back here, is there? No. All right, so now we got to go rescue the boy. You ever pass through the captain? You didn't hear us murdering him? Show the pass. All right, you can go. So, my favorite way to do this, go this way. You're near a densely packed animal pen. We're going to release the animals. Release the animals. As soon as you open the gate, the animals inside charge out. They stampede across the compound. Okay. After a certain amount of time, the Buccaneers round up the animals to get them back into the pen, ending the confusion. You remember the search feature that's right above my head right here? Search means 10 minutes pass as you move each square. Turn that off for this. Remember to turn it off. There's mass confusion as the animals run around the compound. Guards are leaving their posts in order to control the animals. Turn search off. Let's go. So now the guards are leaving their posts. We're going to take the boy. Animals running. Animals running. Oh! The guards spot you with the boy. Okay, great. Okay, Buccaneer. We can sweep Buccaneers. We don't really need to cast much. Armor class 10. We almost can't miss them. Our fighters, I mean. Armor class 10, hit points 4. This is like... Yeah, they're Buccaneers, so, I mean... They're supposed to be... You know, slightly militant sailors. But really, they're just like some dude. At least that's what that means to me. That's what... Armor class 10, 4 hit points means. No. Go this way. Ugh. Wrong way. There we go. It's just like some dude they pulled off the street, which I guess is a lot of sailors. Animals running all over the compound. Alright. Alarm goes off in the distance. Your only hope is to run for the front gate. Okay, alright. These are not all Buccaneers. Third level fighter. Third level fighter. Third level fighter. Alright, that could have been better. Those are Buccaneers. No! Come on, the juice. Let her cast her spell. Yes. Yeah, right there looks good. $21 damage. Ah! Hit our own guy. Oh, I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. Helper's the one with the ring of fire resistance. Hamburger just took all that right to the face. Like a trooper. Alright, let's hold some more people. Like, you. And, you. And you. Ow! How dare you do that to the juice? You're gonna pay for that. Oh yes, you will pay. No, that guy is the juices. You're gonna go up to this one. Okay, you're just gonna stay in there, I guess. My God, where are you going? Okay. Eat it. Alright, now we're just gonna crack a Lekka. Oh. Plate armor. Animals are running all over the compound. At the main gates of the compound. Alright, we're leaving. Getting the heck out of here. Alright. Let's find that boat. Found it. Take it. Pretty sure. Alright, so I think this is a +1 shield. This is the one we got from the Lizardman tribe. Oh, shield +2. Oh, we don't need this. Shield +2. That's the one we got from the captain. Longsword +4. That's a long sword. Okay, yeah. They go 11, 2d4 +6. They go 9, 1d8 +7. 2d4 +6 is pretty good, though. That means a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 14. This means a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 15. So it's, 1 damage potential better. Much better Thaco. Vivint was delighted with the child's rescue. They left some trinkets for you. Here's your reward. Trinkets, eh? Money. We'll share that. Items. This is the same stuff we got for the, except in the graveyard contract. Wait. Oh, we shared everything. Yeah. Your elimination of Lizardmen menace has greatly improved our strategic position. Here's your reward. 15 gems, 5 jewelry. Leave the gold. Matter commission, I can offer the following. Large tribe of kobolds. Lord Cadorna has a delicate diplomatic mission that requires your particular skills. You're summoned to his chambers. Go through the south door. Yeah. It is imperative that a message be delivered to the... by the way, hi, Lord Cadorna, and you're welcome for the Textile House. It is imperative that a message be delivered to the Zental outpost to the west. I'm sending you as diplomatic envoys. When you get to Zental Keep, present this packet to its commandant. Do not break the seals, or you will be seized as spies. Bye. Man, this guy and his seals. That is a trap that we will save for next time. Thank you so much for watching Khelben's Coin TV. My name is Ross. This is Pool of Radiance, a game that came out in 1988 and is still one of my favorite games of all time. Hope you enjoyed watching me play it. Next time, we're going to do Zental Keep. We're going to do the Temple of Bane. And then we're going to move on from there. Kobolds, maybe? Graveyard? The Gate? Stay tuned. I'll see you then.